Welcome back to the Big House. I'm your host, Tate Smith. I post these videos every single Sunday night. Right now, we're doing them every day for maybe about another week or so. Maybe more, maybe less. Who knows? We'll see. Also, happy Valentine's Day to you folks out there. If you have not, guys out there, make sure you provide your lovely ladies of the world with some flowers and some chocolates. Maybe go watch a movie or something. Who knows? Do your thing. Um, yeah, just got back from the gym today, and I just shot some hoops. I didn't do any lifting today. I need to get back into that though. So that'll probably be what I work on tomorrow. But man, I gotta say, 3-point shot. It's on. It was on today. So yeah, I don't have anything written down today. I'm just kind of, free flowing. See where the river takes me. All right. So um. Yeah. Um, this is probably a bad idea not coming in with nothing written down, but you know what? This is gonna be a short one. I think I'm kind of feeling motivated, so I kind of want to spread that a little bit. So basically, dude, listen. I've been struggling a lot figuring out in this life what I want from it. Because it's for me, it's always just been taking. I never really give. Uh, I'm always, I've just, as I've gotten older, I've learned to be way more grateful for the family and the friends that I have and the loved ones around me. And I think it's important that you give thanks to anyone in your life that's, helping, like, say you got a shitty job and you, you're only doing it because you feel like you're stuck there, right? You don't really want to look for another job, or you're so tied down or you're stressed out with either school or work, whatever it may be, kids even, you know, it's important to still take a step back, relax for a second, take yourself out of it, and just remember that life is good for the most part. There's a lot of bad going on in the world for sure, but life truly is beautiful in that sense. Because you gotta have the bad days to really enjoy the good days, right? You gotta go through some shit to. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. I was gonna say to like hose off your shoes, but like hosing off your shoes isn't really that enjoyable. So that didn't really make sense. Yeah, don't listen to anything I say. By the way, for those of you that do listen to this podcast, I don't know why. But maybe it's just because I can just come up with all kinds of different topics to talk about. But I don't know. Uh, yeah, life is short, so it's also really long though too. Like it's short as hell, but it's also long because there's a lot of patience required in life. A lot of patience, hard work when you don't want to do the hard work. That takes a lot of dedication and motivation for sure. You gotta. Sometimes you just be waking up and it's just like, man, I just want to sleep today. Like I don't want to do nothing. I don't even want to. I don't even want to see the world. I don't want to know what's going on the internet. Because you open up your phone and all you see is the most terrible things just right in front of your eyes immediately. As soon as you wake up, just scrolling through Twitter or TikTok or something, and just scroll down the next one. Oh, what am I looking at? It's awful. It's no good. That's why I've learned to really stop myself from doing that. And yeah, I still get on my phone whenever I wake up, but that's usually just to see who's messaged me. But I've also learned to stop doing that as much too, which all my friends probably think I'm an asshole because I never like. I'll just go like hours without responding, or sometimes even days, because I don't know. It's not that you guys aren't important to me. It's just like I'm trying to focus on other things, and I'm not saying that you're not worth focusing on. I'm just saying that there's a lot going on. Okay, so it's important to remember to really take care of yourself, right? Your body is a temple. Everyone, I'm not the first to say that. You gotta really take care of yourself, take care of that body, and take care of that mind of yours. Um, and that includes, do something challenging. That's what That's in human nature, alright? Human nature is to solve problems. Make problems and then solve new ones. But yeah, I always find that usually if I'm having a bad day, it's because I didn't do anything that day. And it's such a vicious cycle to get into because it makes you lose all your motivation. You don't want to do shit. You don't even want to see people. You don't. You just kind of push away your loved ones. At least in my case, I always do that. And you get all depressed. And then when you're depressed, you don't want to do anything. So that's a vicious cycle that you got to learn to break. And you can't just hear it from me and be like, oh, and then make a quick change. I mean, you can. That could happen, but for the most part, you have to find something in you. You have to really dig deep. Ask yourself some hard-hitting questions. Like, what do you want to take from life? Like, what do you want to? Do you want to be remembered for something, or do you just want to do good, or teach? Whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do, as long as it involves love and kindness and peace to the world, right? That's what everyone wants. Well, not everyone. There's a lot of people out there that would rather see the world burn, but those people are just misguided. So, yeah, it's important. It's important to think about. Oh, what else did I do today? I went and saw my grandma. I went and got her some Valentines Day gifts. Talked with her for a while. It was good. I haven't really had some one-on-one with her in a while, so that brightened up her day, and it definitely brightened up mine. Man, I love my grandma. She's the coolest. She's like, she's like the ultimate mother figure ever. She's really the coolest. And you can just talk to her about anything. And she'll make sure to give you her opinion too. That's what I like about her. She don't play around like that. You saying something she don't agree with, she gonna let you know. Yeah, she's the coolest. Yep, we talked about some Taylor Swifty, and Travis Kelce. I'll give you her opinion on it. She thinks that everyone hating on him needs to chill out, mostly on Taylor Swift's end, because she doesn't ask for all the fame and all the attention that she's getting, which is absolutely true. I don't know what happened, but I do know that humans, it's like once a year they pick one thing to just absolutely go berserk over, and it's usually the dumbest thing ever, and no one even realizes how much harm that it does to some people. Like all those comments that people be posting all over the internet, everyone's opinions. Just let her live, man. Let her do her thing. She's got a certain fan base, and yeah, I agree that her fan base isn't the nicest, but that's not even fair. When you get to be that big, obviously you're gonna have some insano fans. I mean, that's part of the gig, dude. But I don't know. I'm ready for it. It feels pretty nice today. It feels like spring. It's almost 50 degrees. Or no, I'm reading that wrong. No, it is. It's 46 out right now, and it's about 6 o'clock at night. Yeah, it felt good today. I drove with the windows down. But supposedly it's supposed to get pretty cold over here too. So on Friday, I think it's supposed to snow again. Which, no surprise there. Usually towards the end of February, that's when it starts getting real nasty again for a little bit. What's that saying? It's always darkest right before dawn or something like that. It's a good saying, whoever said that. And I'm pretty sure it's actually, I'm not positive, but it might be like a true thing. I don't know. Makes sense. I mean, if the moon's on the other side of the Earth too, or well, actually, I don't know. That doesn't really make sense, actually. Whatever, fuck it. I don't know why I'm getting hung up on it. I think so. My father has a little bit of OCD. At least when he was younger, he did. It was pretty prominent, and I think I have a little bit of it. I'm not gonna lie. Cause I find some of the smallest shit, like I always am getting caught up on the smallest things. The smallest things. Like it's like, and then I finally realized, and I'm like, why the hell am I even like? Forget about that. Move on to the next thing. And I do it so often, and every time I'm like, bro, why do you keep doing this? But I don't know. I'll figure it out. I just keep rambling on about the smallest thing that literally doesn't matter. You've seen it before. You've heard it before. Usually when someone's like I'll give an example. So like when someone's talking about like some event they went to, and they're like, I think it was Tuesday. No, it was Wednesday. Well, it might have been Tuesday, and then it's like, dude, can you finish your fucking story? Like, I don't give a fuck what day it was on, okay? But also that's another thing. If you don't enjoy all the cursing that I do, I totally get it. I get it. But also, this is my podcast, and I'm I've decided that I've always listen. I've always like listen. I've grown up in a household where like cursing was known to be bad. I grew up in a religious household, so it's always been a fear of mine, like what family members or friends will think of some of the stuff that I say on here. But I've finally decided, like, dude, just like you can't let that hold you back. Like, just do what you want to do, and people will either like it or hate it. It's whatever. Like, it doesn't really bother me anyway if that's the case. So why do I care? I don't really. I really don't. I'm doing this for fun. I'm doing this for me. This is just a way to like get my thoughts out. Keep me busy while I'm home. That way I'm not just sitting in my bed all the time or just sitting on the couch watching movies or whatever, which is good every once in a while, but you can't just constantly be in a state of like, oh, I need to relax, because then you're going to develop being lazy, and no one wants to be lazy. No one wants to be known as being lazy either. You want to be known as someone that's ambitious, someone that really goes after what they want. That's what I want to be anyway. I don't want to be known as someone that's got no drive or passion. Because I do have drive and passion. I got all kinds of things I want to do in life. So, yeah, that's pretty much why I just said, fuck it. I'm going to start the podcast and say what I want to say. And if people don't like it, then alright, good. Don't listen then. There's other stuff out there for you. But, yeah. Yeah, and I think that's a good aspect to have, a good look to have on life in general, honestly. Like, just be yourself. Do what you want to do. And if people are going to hate on you for it, then so what? Let them hate on you. Like, what does it really matter? Yeah, words hurt, but you can't listen to that. Like, you have to take it all with a grain of salt, always. You can't always just, like, I know some people will say some stuff that really strikes a nerve, and you're like, damn. For real? Like, alright then. And it really gets you, You get all hung up on it. You start, like, your actions change because of how, like, I don't know. I mean, in some senses that may be a good thing. Like, sometimes you need some constructive criticism, but there's a difference between constructive criticism and just being a flat out asshole. Like, no one wants to be an asshole. Sometimes it just happens because, they're struggling through their own insecurities or whatever it may be in their life, so they feel the need to take it out on someone random on the internet. I get it. That's how the internet works. I do it all the time in video games. I talk mad shit. Even if I'm playing horribly, I just do it anyway. That's just part of the game, baby. You gotta be able to deflect that stuff, dude. It's just words. So that's kind of my view on cursing too. It's just words. Fucking who cares, Fuck's like my favorite one too. I don't know why, but it just flows off the tongue so well. And it just like, bro, you stub a toe real hard and you're like, fuck. Like getting a good fuck out, bro, just makes it feel better. But I don't know. I don't know what the Bible says about curse words. It probably says something. But I feel like if I'm using it in a sense where it's like I don't really put any like real meaning behind any of it, then what does it matter, right? Just words. There's actually a movie about that. It was called Bad Words. It was Jason Bateman and some old kid, and they were at a spelling bee contestants, and Jason Bateman is actually he's found a loophole to join like the kids spelling bee, like the national kids spelling bee, and he is constantly like cursing up a storm to all the kids and all the parents and just saying horrible things. It's really funny. See, I wouldn't go that far. Like, as far as when it comes to kids, like kids are young and impressionable, and they don't understand why you say curse words. So I understand, like, around kids and everything. Surely, like, yeah, sure, you gotta tone it down a little bit. Can't be inappropriate. Of course, I get that, and the elderly. Sometimes I don't like doing that around the elderly either. Mostly because they grew up in a different day and age. Like potty mouths back then were, you know, always frowned upon. But yeah, I don't know. It's a new day and age, and cursing's very regular now. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I just don't really focus on it because I'm not really worried about what I say when it comes to saying curse words. So, um, but yeah, that's how I'm feeling about that. um, yeah, I've been meaning to talk about that for a minute now. Just because I mean, like I said, it was like the main reason I hadn't started a podcast is because I didn't want it to feel like all drummed up. Like I don't know, I just didn't want to have to filter myself. I just wanted to be myself and just say what I want to say. Because if not, then it loses that sense of authenticity. Which, honestly, the first couple episodes I've done have probably kind of felt like that a little bit. Mostly because I haven't really talked about it to you guys yet. Um, but I feel like moving forward now, it's definitely gonna be. I'm starting to get a little more comfortable with it. There's still a lot of times where my brain kind of blanks, but fuck it. Who cares? Who fucking cares? Not I. Also, that made me think of that Boston accent I just did. Made me think of a little story I got for you from when I was working in Boston. Yeah, so I went to. I'm a construction worker. So we do. I'm actually like a sign hanger, right? We do a lot of signs. So what that entails is like pretty much any like sign you see on like the side of a building, like a branding sign. Like say for example McDonald's, right? You got the big old archways and their ground signs like the enter and exit. We do those. That's what I do, right? We do all kinds of different signs though. Like we'll do high rises too, like the big old skyscrapers. We'll do those big ass signs on the side of their buildings. Those are always a little scary sometimes, but they're fun. I didn't know how I'd feel about it. The heights going on like a swing stage is what they call it. You know, those little stages that have wheels and they roll up the side of like the glass building, or not necessarily glass, but just the side of the building with cables or whatever. Yeah, that's what I get in. So I didn't know how I'd feel about it to begin with. I was like, oh, I don't know about the heights. Like I've never really been scared of heights, but like when you're up that high and you have like you're just strapped in by a harness, or if you're on the stage or whatever, and you're going up there, like, dude, if something goes wrong, I'm definitely dead. But that rarely happens, especially on the swing stages. As long as you're not going up in like crazy weather, then you'll be fine. So as soon as you get over that, dude, it's nothing. And now I actually enjoy going up there. It's so cool. You get such a great view of just the landscape around you. It's like, wow, this is the city right here. You can just see it all. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I was in Boston for the first time, and dude, Driving in Boston is horrendous. I don't I don't know who decided to make those roads, but they are so twisty and turny and just horrible layout altogether, really. But I there's something I absolutely love about those guys. The Boston folk, dude, they just have not only is their accent cool cuz it's kind of a dumb accent, but it's also like it's hilarious to listen to. Like the way they tell stories and everything, bro. They're a different breed out there. And I honestly respect a lot of them, but some of them get a little too big for their britches. But you find that anywhere, especially in the the labor workforce. But the harder labor, I should say. So anyway, there was a so we were doing the sign on the side of the building there, and this was probably like I think it was like a 35-story building, something like that. So nothing super tall, but um we unpackaged our signs that got sent there in the shipment, and it had a bunch of styrofoam and everything. So we had to take the styrofoam off of all the letters, and then I was going to go throw away all the styrofoam, and I see a dumpster, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go throw this in the dumpster, and some dude walks up to me and he goes, "Who the fuck do you work for?" And I'm like, I'm okay. Like, who are you, bud? I don't know why you're coming up to me so hot. I'm literally just throwing away some trash. And he goes, "What do you think you're doing?" And I just like looked down at my hands and then looked at the dumpster. And he was like, "No, no, no. We got laborers to do that. You're taking our work from us." I was like, "All right." And then I just handed it to him. I was like, "All right, go ahead, throw that shit away. Then I don't care." But yeah, they don't play around when it comes to that shit. I mean, I get it. I also get it to an extent. Like, yeah, if there's like small work that like leaving garbage or whatever, you can just let them do that. So that way we can speed up our job. That's cool. I get it. But I just wasn't aware, and this dude got real fucking big dick on me, and that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. But sitting in the elevators, listening to some of the conversations. You can. It was big ass elevators. It's like a freight elevator. You can fit like, you know, 30 some guys or whatever in there. Well, maybe no. These ones were a little bit smaller actually. These ones were like normal sized elevators, but they had the elevator operators on there, and so you had to like call your floor whenever you need picked up and what floor you're going to or whatever. Basically to make it more efficient, get guys where they need to be type deal. Because there's hella guys working on this job site, and the elevators had like like protective flooring and shit, so nothing gets like scratched up in the elevator. Basically to protect it, so it had wood all over the walls and the ground, and there's all kinds of stickers and writing on it, and uh, the elevator operator just had a little seat for himself and played some music in there, had some LED lights. It was cool as hell, honestly. I was like, how would you like to have that job? Just go around elevating people. But yeah, some of the conversations, man, it's just so funny listening to him talking that accent. It was great. Some natural born comedians in there for sure. But yeah, I don't really like um I don't know why it started off like that. I don't even know where I was going with that. Uh oh, I know. Okay, okay, it came back to me. Sorry. I don't really like big cities like that. Like I don't understand how people can live in those big cities. Like to me, it's too much. Like it can be fun every now and again to go visit cities. Live there for like a week or something, some Airbnb or whatever, or like we do for a couple months sometimes. But when I was in New Jersey, I was in New Jersey for like I don't even know how long, too long, probably 6, 7 months, something like that maybe. And boy, oh, dude, I just could not handle it. It was too much. It was driving me insane, especially in New Jersey, dude. Don't get me wrong. There are definitely a couple people from New Jersey that I absolutely love. I think they're cool as hell. But everyone else, like just your average citizen there, are just absolute assholes. They don't care about anything. Just no consideration. Super selfish. The driving might be the worst driving I've ever seen there. Like, just know that if you're driving in New Jersey and Newark particularly, you're gonna be running red lights. Otherwise, you're not gonna get anywhere, unless you go on like a holiday or something, going driving, because most people stay home for the holidays. Uh, yeah, you're not gonna find an empty road, hardly ever. Uh, there's just so many people there, dude. Way too many people. It's crazy. It's too much. It really is. For me personally, I just like my small little suburbs, or even out in the country. I like living out in the country. Just nothing around you. Way better. But yeah, and if you want to get anywhere, it takes like an extra it takes 2 to 3 times longer than it should. It's like, all right, well, I have no free time now. I just worked all day, and now I can't even do what I want because I want to go to the gym, but gym's gonna take me like 45 minutes to even get there, and I want to be there for an hour, and then 45 minutes when I get back. It's just ugh, it was a mess. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I have a show recommendation for you guys if you haven't seen it. If you have Netflix, I highly encourage you guys to go watch Duncan Trussell's show called Midnight Gospel. It's actually, believe it or not, a podcast show. And it is pretty interesting. So I'm just going to leave it at that. If you guys want to go check it out, go check it out. I have to say, too, you kind of got to watch the first couple of episodes if the first one doesn't grab you. For me personally, the first one grabbed me right off the bat. I was like, oh, this is sick. I like it. But for some of you, our attention spans are dwindling. May not interest you as much. Just trust me, watch a couple episodes, because, man, that first season was just so well put together, honestly. It was just so neat. Like, it was a neat show. It really was. And Duncan Trussell is cool as hell. I listen to Joe Rogan quite often, and I know he's very, very close with Duncan Trussell. And I thought that was so cool, because I was like, bro, I've never even heard of this dude until that show came out. And I was like, yeah, Duncan Trussell is really cool. I like that guy. And then now I got to hear him talk with Joe, and hear him actually, do more podcasts, but not like in part of the story of his show. So it's like I get to see the real him, and it was so cool. I was like, man, he's just such a sweetheart. Like, I don't agree with everything he says, but he's pretty cool. I like that guy. I wish he would make another show, honestly, or another season. Honestly, though, I don't know if I would want him to make another season of the show. I'm pretty sure there's only one, right? Let me double check, make sure it hasn't been season 2 and I missed it. One-handed typing machine over here. Yeah, only one season, so that's good. Yeah, I don't know if I would like another season of it, but I would like another show, like a separate, interesting idea like that, because it's really unique. Everything's given it good ratings too. 93% like this TV show by the Google users, 8.2 out of 10 on IMDb, 91% on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm telling you, dude, it's a good one. It's got some pretty hard hitting topics as well. And it kind of just goes through how he feels about it. Yeah. So, yeah, definitely worth the watch, for sure. Out of everything I've said to check out thus far, that one is numero uno. It really makes you think on a lot of the topics. So, but yeah, I think that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Just remember, be you, be kind, love others, spread peace and positivity. All right, love you guys. Have a good night. Bye.